Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It is Sunday, the 27th of October. This is our week ahead video. Usually I do this just for members. I don't have time to do charts today. And given what's going on this week, it's probably irrelevant anyway. So I'm going to put this out there for free. If you like what you see, please join us in the description. Other note, there'll be a link. I'm doing a live charting session on Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon. Love to have you come on. You guys provide the symbols. I provide the quick analysis. So let's talk about this week as we go forward. First of all, we have a busy week of data. It is jobs week coming up. We have the JOLTS jobs number on Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, we have ADP employment report along with GDP. Thursday, we have PCE, unusual, but they don't like to put that on the same day with employment report. And we have non-farm payroll on Friday, along with PMI manufacturing and ISM. I will probably open up the room early for the last time on for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for those two, for a couple of those, because these are becoming irrelevant and not much to do around them. But the room will be open at 8:30 for everybody in the room. On top of that, we have one of the biggest weeks, earning weeks on deck. And, this is why I'm saying charts are kind of irrelevant because I think this is going to really decide the market. For me, names I'm personally interested in trading, I already own Ford. Ford reports Monday after the close. Tuesday morning, SoFi and PayPal, I'm interested in trading both of those. Probably won't trade McDonald's, Pfizer, Royal Blue, Royal Caribbean, or Crocs, but we'll get an idea of what they're doing. After the close on Tuesday night, I always love to trade AMD and Alphabet, maybe Snap, Chipotle now that it's cheaper will be on my radar. Then we have Visa, First Solar, and Red Edit as well, among many others. Wednesday morning, Lilly and Caterpillar, two big giants out there. We'll see what they have to say. And after the close, Microsoft, for me, it's always about the conference call there. Meta, Coinbase, and Robinhood. We also have Etsy, Roku, Carvana, and Starbucks. We were kind of know what's going on with Starbucks. Thursday morning, we're going to get a look at Uber, and I'll trade that. Then you have Merck and MasterCard. And then Thursday night, Amazon at 4:30 is Apple, then Intel, and we get ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Wayfair on Friday. And the reason I'm going over this all with you guys in so much detail today is these provide opportunity. Every name that I have a blue box around is a name I will aggressively trade with stock on the report. Every name I've checked, this name I will consider trading and looking for the reaction of it the next day, depending upon liquidity. And these are all going to provide opportunity, along with a lot of other names that are not even listed on here, right? These are just the bigger names. And that's what we're looking for. And then, in the market like this, when we go sideways, we're looking for opportunity, and earnings provides catalyst, like we did with Tesla last week. All right, so let's jump into it here. Let's start off with, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world. Uh, just briefly on the ES. The ES closed on the lows on Friday. Israel attacked Iran, and the market went, yeah, okay, done, over, good, goodbye. But the ES threw it down. The NQ very similar. Both of these holding. Serve NQ was stronger on Friday, tried to break out. Crude, seeing that there's not a lot going on here. It's up a little bit on Friday, but nothing special. Bonds remain overall weak. This is something we'd like to see reverse. We'd like to see bonds go higher, so rates come back down. Gold, just off the all-time high it put in last week, remains strong. And Bitcoin has been trying to break out, but unable to do so yet. Still trying to go there. Again, as an update, I'm still in coin, but I'm out of MSTR for now. The VIX signaling, not much going on here, although it did close back above 20 on Friday. We need to watch this. HYG, not a good candle. HYG, which led us up on that run, has been weak of late, and the market's kind of been lollygagging with it. The transports did not like what UPS had to say. They sold UPS. And the dollar, unfortunately, remains very, very strong. We'd like to see the dollar weaken. So, we'd really like to see bonds go up and the dollar come down. But right now, that's not the action we have here in the markets. So when we look at the SPY, Friday, kind of an ugly candle. We tried to break out, looked good, and then reversed, closed down just near the lows, closed either just slightly right on the day after being up nicely. Couldn't break and hold that break of that little downtrend. So the 21-day on watch here, the 21 days at 576, 766. And if that doesn't hold, you come down, maybe 570, get some support, and then you start looking towards that 50-day down there at 568.83. Let's talk about this briefly. Is the market going to go far? No, probably not till we get more earnings, and then you have the election next week. So the market may be content to go around and chop around here. To the upside, if we actually get momentum, 586.12 is the all-time high, and it's just not that far away. So we go looking around at different sectors. We always start off with the banks, and the banks here, another big ugly candle on Friday. This is not what we want to see. The banks were leaders. They're coming in. JP Morgan, which looked about ready to break out on Thursday, Friday, engulfed that range, but is still in this upper flag. However, it loses this 221.05 area, 221 area, then the 50 to the 21 day here at 219 is your next target. Goldman Sachs, similar, already on the 21 day. Wells Fargo, which had been very strong, still above the 8 day. You get the idea here, some back and forth candles. Energy has been weak and out of play and just has not been the place to be. And, just been avoiding that. Small caps in the IWM, canary in the coal mine. They couldn't break. It looks so good and ready to rock up here, right? Nice move up 1, 2, 3 days in a row trying to break above this 227 area and got rejected over and over again and finally capitulated and back down to the 50 day. If it can't hold the 50 day, you want to try to hold this area right here. There is an open gap though. You need to be aware right here. You can see this on the chart that if this market gets a little funky, there's an open gap sitting down there. We can come down and fill that if we want to. Right, so small caps still out of vogue. XPI holding in, but not much going on. Lilly will power earnings this week. We'll see what they have to say, but overall, the sector is just not doing much. Very, very sideways. J&J there. BMY, the same thing. Amgen, another favorite of mine, also going sideways. They report this week. All right, and that brings us over to like some Dow components. Boeing absolutely shellacked here all of the last year. Their conference call was what it was. They're going to raise money. They couldn't get the strike settled. The union, God under knows why, rejected a huge offer from Boeing and said no. And so the strike goes on, and meanwhile they're making no money. This one remains out of play. Not much going on there. Not much to like right now. GM reported this week. They had a great report. They're up. We'll see if it can get back above 54. Ford reports this week. I'd like to see them regain some momentum. This name was looking great until that last report, and it was just a bad report. There's nothing else to talk about it. So up gets above 12, there's a big gap there if it wants to go into it. What else we got out there? Names like Procter and Gamble, kind of sideways here. Go in the food space. We know McDonald's reports they're dealing with this E. coli outbreak. It looks like they're starting to get it under control. Honestly, Kava looks great, new all-time high on Friday coming back, but no more power on these moves. CMG also looking pretty good up here. Just needs to break the 60 level. Go over into the space. We know with Meta reports this week. So, again, all hands on deck. We'll see what it does. Overall holding and really good here at all-time highs. The rest of the sector and that media sector, Netflix just missed the all-time high on Friday, remains strong, holding the 8 day. I like that. Disney remains kind of messy, rolling back down here. Not a lot to love on that one as well. And we'll get names like Roku and others in this space this week. So we'll switch it over to the semis. The SMHs here kind of holding serve. They can't get back up into this gap. The SMHs, which used to lead, have not been leading now. The all-time high was put back in here on the 11th of July, and we just can't get up. We have an untested gap up here. We haven't even been able to get up and test it. So we'll see. AMD has been weak. I will tell you this. I love AMD. I love Lisa Su. I love the company. I'm still long some of the stock, but they need to show something. And what I mean by that is they need to come out and deliver. Where is this AI revenue we've been hearing about? They keep talking about how big of a market it's going to be, but they have not yet really put any kind of substantial earnings forward on it. And, even at their last event they had, which was just not all that good. I mean, it was a sell the news event again. They need to come out and instead of just talking pie in the sky, actually show that they are going to be a player in the space. And that will show up in terms of revenue this quarter and guiding forward next quarter, more specifically. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. The best in class there remains NVIDIA. There's just no question about it. NVIDIA 144.42, the all-time high. Nice move here. Trade this one on Friday. And then you have everything else. Taiwan Semi, new all-time highs off of earnings, which were great. Curling back up off the 8 day. I would keep that on my radar this week. Avgo has been a little bit mixed. Micron came off the lows, but still going quiet. They don't report for until one of the very last names to report in the earnings cycle. That'll be in December. And overall, this sector remains overall pretty quiet right now, but holding in just fine. Names like Dell right now and SMCI are doing nothing. I just, again, if you need to trade one of these, I prefer Dell over SMCI as an ownership right now until SMCI gets cleared up. What else we got? We look around at big cap tech. We know all of our big tech names that are report this week. Let's start off with one we know that doesn't, is Tesla. This is what you call a change of character in a company. When you have a big gap like this, it changes character off of earnings. So here's your gap down from their event. They didn't love their event. Now we gapped up. We have trapped everybody short. What we've created here is what you call an island gap. And if you're not familiar with this term, and we've talked about this multiple times here in the room, we always talk about it, but this is where, you create this hole in the chart where you gap down. So everybody thinking we're going lower, are all trapped in here. These are all people who are short, 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 short. You gap up there by trapping them, and you push up and you create what's called an island bottom. And by an island bottom, there's just nothing there, right? There's no, you create an island bottom and you're ready to push up. And here we are at a new, not quite a new 52-week high. So nice move on Tesla, 2 huge days in a row. 271 is the 52-week high. I'd watch for a touch of that and then probably some rest. So, don't go chasing all over the place. Notice on my chart, I got things marked up. You have a gap up here at 280.80. You have another possible something at 314. I am in December 300 calls. I think that is certainly possible if the market holds up by the end of the year. Right. So overall, nice move there. Tesla looks fabulous. Again, with every other name reporting under the sun, it'd be interesting. Let's just talk about them. Apple here, just off the all-time high. As long as they beat and they talk about good things on their call, probably takes out that 237.50 area. Microsoft is all about guidance. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, the last time Microsoft reported, their guidance was wishy-washy. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't enough to move the stock. And I said at that time, it's very likely Microsoft stays range bound to the next report. Here we are coming up, and pretty much we've been range bound, though you do have a nice uptrend. Nice uptrend sitting in here off of here. So if you're looking at this, you can say, okay, yep, I got a nice uptrend right there to keep an eye on, but I like it for a move back up. Looks good. Amazon, one of the more interesting ones to me, just sitting here, looks good. Big gap down last earnings. They bought it back and it needs to clear 195, and then 200 is where Jeff Bezos has been selling, and that's your big all-time high area there. Google, another one. I'd love to watch this one. It needs to get back over 170 and then show us the AI trade is still intact. There's a lot of names we can talk about, guys, but this is going to be my focus this week. So, just keep in mind my focus this week is going to be trading these names after earnings, and let's keep an eye on crypto. Coin, we'll see what they say. I like coin to get back above 220, and then it can really push. MSTR, though, has definitely been the star of their new all-time high on Friday. This is leading the push in the crypto market, probably the best trader off of crypto news. So with that said, the link in the description below if you want to join us in the room. I hope you all had a great day and a great weekend. I'll catch you live in the room on Monday morning.